Hi, my name is Aryanna and I'm a digital artist. So today I'm going to be walking you all through my digital art process, and the piece I chose is called Hydrangea Girl, and it's based off of my July art series based on the theme of flowers. So let's get into it. So first off, I create a new layer and I start sketching, and I use Clip Studio's default pencil brush to do this sketch. So while I'm working on it, I'm not really caught up with all the details. I'm just trying to map out just the essence of the image. And usually I try not to go from memory when working on art pieces. I usually have a reference and I use Pinterest to get my references. So the inspiration behind this piece came from seeing other artists use random objects and just make a character out of it. So for example, someone took the Instagram logo and made a character out of it, and I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna try that. So here we are. So after I'm done sketching, I will turn down the opacity for that sketch, create a new layer, and start working on the line art. And I use Clip Studio's textured pen for my line art. As you can see here, my line art is meant for fixing all the mistakes the sketch had. So one thing that was glaringly obvious was that the eyes were so off and those lips looked really crazy. And that's one of the things that I'm working on, is to improve my facial proportions as well as anatomy. I realize that that's something I tend to struggle with. So, I just practice, just keep creating art, and I'll improve over time. And also, let's not mention, try not to beat yourself up in the process. And as you can see here, I've been flipping the canvas a lot. That's one thing I've learned that will help me spot mistakes, because I feel like sometimes our brain will tunnel vision in the art when we've been staring at it for so long. But flipping the canvas is kind of like a reset, where you'll spot things where what you wouldn't usually spot, if it wasn't flipped. And one of my main focuses for this artwork is to focus on depth. Depth meaning, do things look three-dimensional? Is there like a layer into it? Can you see that this is obviously at the front or this is obviously in the back? So that's what I was trying to convey with the hydrangeas here, is to get like that, the feel that some of these flowers are in the back, some of them are in the front, and it's a puff, a spear, or a puff, one of the two, I'm sure. And sometimes what I like to do with my line art, not all the times, just sometimes, is to just break it up. So the face, like the eyes and the nose and the mouth and the eyebrows will probably on its own layer. Then I focus on getting like the skin, like just the face and the shoulders on another layer, and the hydrangeas are on a layer by itself. And it's kind of tedious to do this, but this is just like my own artistic process. I just find that it helps me recolor things a lot easier and to just be a bit more organized. So after I'm done with the line art, I'll turn off the sketch layer by clicking on the eye so it's no longer visible. Then I group the line art together in a folder, create a new folder, and start blocking in my colors. And I usually do this to prevent there being any like white spots. Once again, all the flat colors have their own layer to help with the rendering process. After that, I create a new layer on top of the folder, clip that layer to the colors folder, change the layer mode to multiply, and start adding in shadows. Also, I use the airbrush tool to add in warmer tones to the skin, so kind of like a blush on the cheeks and shoulders. And now I'm just blocking in lighter tones, which I'm gonna render out soon so it looks more like skin. And here I've applied a correction layer that gives it that purple tint. Sometimes I'll do that in my art because I feel like it helps it pop a bit more. And here I'm just going in to add details and just really like flesh out that skin to give it that three-dimensional volume. And here you might see like hints of blue here and there, and that's what you call bounce light. So basically, bounce light is what's reflected from the environment. So the sky is blue. So usually that light will reflect on the skin and it will appear as like this tint of like blue or something like that. Now I'm adding in the lips, and usually the top lip will be darker than the bottom lip. I don't really have an extravagant way of drawing lips. I just add shadows, add highlights, and that's it. Nothing special at all. And now I'm gonna work on the hydrangeas, and I start off by using like this blue and using another multiplier layer to get those shadows in, to like get that feel to make some of the flowers pop forward. And now I was just trying to add in like a simple background. And sometimes I, like to play around with the hue, luminosity, and saturation a bit, to just mess around and see like what colors work, what colors don't. And here I'm just adding in final details. And I'm adding highlights to the hydrangeas to make it pop a bit more. And here I'm adding leaves to the background. I was trying to mimic hydrangea leaves, but they kind of looked like palm leaves. Just a little bit. I probably should have paid more attention to the reference I was using. And there you have it. That's my hydrangea girl process. I hope you liked it. I hope it was helpful and it wasn't confusing. And see you for the next video.